Um, then today we are going to study what, ya Mahi? Mahi, what's our lesson today, which we are going to study? Mm. Mahi, you are here, right?
Yes, can you give me a minute, sorry?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, then our lesson today we will talk about what? We will talk about
Linear, quadratic, and exponential
linear,
models.
yes, linear, quadratic, and exponential models, right? And we said before that we have to know the difference between the three types of functions, right? We can calculate it algebraically and we can calculate it graphically. So we can find the difference algebraically and we can find the difference graphically. Then we have here a group of order pair, and we want to decide if this one will be quadratic or linear or exponential. Then -2 and 0, -1 and -3, 0 and -4, 1 and -3, and then 2 and 0. What kind of model best describe this data? Then, once we will represent this order pair graphically, so we have -2 and 0, so we will go in -2 and we will stop. And then we have -1 and -3, so -1 and we'll go down till -3, 0 and -4, and then 1 and -3, and then 2 and 0. Now we have to connect the points together. So it gives us a parabola, right? So the parabola, it will donate for what? Or this model, it will be what? The parabola appear to be what?
Quadratic.
Quadratic. So the parabola appear to be quadratic, right? What about if we are talking about linear? So it will appear like linear. It will appear like grade 9. If we have a linear, so it will looks like a line, okay? If it's a quadratic, so it will be a parabola, and it depends on the coefficient before x square, right? So if it's the coefficient before x square is positive, so the parabola it will be upward. If the coefficient before x square is negative, so the parabola it will be downward, right? So this one in case if we have x square, right? And line in case if we have only one. So we can say that the first one is linear, so it will be a line. Quadratic, it will seems like a parabola or letter U. And the last one, which we studied, the exponential function, and we said that we have different types of exponential function, but by the way, it will be like a curve like this. Okay, then once we have a graph, so we can decide if this one it will be a linear or a quadratic or exponential. The second way we can use algebraic method, which is how we can use differences. Then for the first one, this one it will be linear. Why? Who can tell me why this one it will be linear?
The first difference is constant.
Because the first difference is constant. To move from 5 till 2, so we have the difference between them is -3. From 2 to -1, we will add -3, and then we will add -3. So from the first difference, we can note that we have a constant difference. If we will move to the quadratic functions, so we have second differences. From -8 till -5 add 3, and then from -5 till 0 add 5, and then from 0 till 7 we add 7. So this is are not the same, but we will check and we will continue with the second difference. So the second difference, to move from 3 to 5 we will add 2, from 5 to 7 we will add 2. So we can note that the second difference becomes constant, and here the first difference was constant. So the first difference was constant, then we were talking about linear function. The second difference is constant, so we are talking about quadratic. With exponential, we don't have difference, not first difference or second difference. With exponential, we will multiply, like you see the example in front of you. Then we have negative 2 times 4, it will be negative 8. Negative 8 times 4, it will be negative 32. And negative 32 times 4, it will be negative 128. Is there anyone can tell me from where we have multiply 4? From where we found multiply 4? Yani if I have the order pair like this, يعني I have 0 and negative 2. The second order pair is 1 and negative 8. The third order pair is 2 and negative 32. The fourth order pair is 3 and negative 128. Okay, so this group of order pair, we said that this one is a exponential function, right? How we will prove that this one is an exponential function?
We will divide negative 128 by negative 32.
Very good, Johanna. Yes, we will divide negative 128 divided by negative 32, and then we can make negative 32 divided by
Negative 8 and
negative
negative
8,
8
and
divided by
then negative 8 divided by negative 2. Very good. Then every time we will discover that to move from one order pair to the next, we will multiply by 4. For this reason, we said that this one is exponential function. Then to determine if the data represent exponential function, we said that we have two different methods. We can use the table or we can use the graph. With the table, who can give me a summary about what we said till now? Who can give me a summary about what we said till now? Okay, Crash, go on.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. How you will know that the set of data, how you will know that the set of data in front of you represent exponential function or linear function or quadratic function? How you will know that?
It's by the shape. Like if
By,
it's a U, it's a parabola.
this
And
is,
if it's a straight,
wait, Crash, I'm talking algebraically, not graphically.
Oh.
Algebraical, like the example in front of you, honey. You have an example in front of you, right? So we said
so
if the
you mean
first,
linear?
yes,
If it's linear, the first one is different.
the first
First
difference,
one is,
the
yeah,
first difference, right?
yes.
Quadratic, the second difference. Exponential, we will multiply. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Zena. Zena. You slept? Adham.
Yes, Miss Sah.
This question in front of you now, question number 1.
Yes.
Do you expect with this one which type of equation? It will be linear or function. It will be linear or quadratic or exponential. You can expect before you will start.
I think it will be quadratic.
You think it will be quadratic. Okay. Anyone else can think? Anyone can help us to know that this one, it will be a quadratic or a linear or exponential?
Linear.
Linear. From where you know? Is there anyone agree with Ahmed that this one, it will be linear?
Question number 1.
Yes, question number 1. We didn't start to represent it graphically yet, right? But we said at the first step, so we can calculate it algebraically. And Ahmed Uta said that it will be linear. Anyone agree with Ahmed Uta or you disagree?
Agree.
Agree. Why?
Because the first difference is constant.
Thank you, because the first difference is constant. How did you find it, Yasama? How did you find the first difference, honey? Sama, you can hear me? Sama? Ritesh?
Yes,
Ritesh?
Miss.
Uh,
Yes.
Sama told me that the first difference is constant, right? I think she has a problem with
No,
your
it
mind.
was me. I was Farah Mahlab, not Sam.
I'm sorry, you was talking يعني you said at the beginning كانت فرح محلب ولا سما؟
Yes.
فرح
لا, I was Farah. Yes.
with فرح محلب مش كده؟
Oh,
حبيبتي, sorry, your voice very close to Sama. So you said
no,
at
it's
the
okay.
beginning, yes حبيبتي. You said at the beginning that the first difference is the same. How did you find it, honey?
Because negative 2
Hmm.
minus minus negative.
Exactly. Then to find the difference at the beginning, we can make negative 2 minus negative 4, right? To find the difference. Negative 2 minus negative 4. Then it will be negative 2, and then negative time negative becomes positive 4, right? And the answer, it will be equal to, right? Then negative 2 plus 4 equal to. Then we can note that plus 2, negative 4 plus 2, it will be negative 2. Negative 2 plus 2, it will be 0. 0 plus 2, it will be 2. And 2 plus 2, it will be 4. This is if we want to calculate it algebraically. But in this question, he asked to make what? To graph, right? So we will plot the points together, negative 2 and negative 4. Negative 2, and we will go down until negative 4. After that, negative 1 and negative 2. So we have negative 1 and negative 2, 0 and 0, 1 and 2, and then 2 and 4. Then we will connect the points together. So what do you note, grade 9? This is which type of function?
Is the
It's a
a linear
linear
function.
function. So when we calculate it algebraically, when we represent it graphically, we note that it represents linear function. Let's move to question number 2. Who is going to answer question number 2? Question number 2. This one, it will be linear or quadratic or exponential.
Exponential.
Exponential?
Yes.
Okay. How did you find that it's exponential?
1 over 4 divided by 1 over 2 equal half, and 1 over 2 divided by 1 equal half, 1 divided by 2 equal half, and 2 divided by 4 equal half.
Okay, which means every time we are going to multiply by how many to find the answer for the next order pair? If I want, if multiply by how many?
Half.
Half, right? You will multiply by half. Okay, we will start to represent it graphically together now. So it will be negative 1 and 4. So I have negative 1 and 4, 0 and 2, 1 and 1, 2 and half, and 3 and quarter, right? So it will be very close to the x-axis, but it will not touch. And then we will connect them together. Okay, so this one, it becomes exponential function, right? So with exponential function, we will represent it graphically, or we can also use algebraic method to differentiate between the three types of questions. Now it's your turn, it's your evaluation. Okay, be ready, and then I will ask anyone randomly to answer the question. Okay, you have 2 minutes to answer these questions. Question 3, question 4, question 5. And I will ask anyone randomly to say the answer. Please be ready. We can write the function. You can remember that we have linear function. The general form was y equal mx plus b, quadratic function y equal ax squared plus bx plus c, and the exponential function y equal apx. So we sometimes we have the table and we want to determine whether the data is linear, quadratic, or exponential. So we are going to write the data in a vertical table like this, and we are going to work with the first difference, the second difference, right? If we can't find that the first difference or the second difference are not constant, so this one, it will not be a linear or a quadratic. So we will try with the third one, which it will be 0.9. So this one, it will be, the ratio is constant. Then we will say that this one, it will be exponential model. Then I want to write the function. So we said that the function, we can write it a, bx, and a represent the first, the starting amount, and 0.1, 0.9, it will be the ratio, and then we will substitute by using any order pair in the table, right? So we can say 0 and 80, to the value of x, it will be equal 0. Then it will be 80, the value of y, equal a time 1 all to the power, sorry, 0.9 all to the power of 0, and anything to the power of 0, it will be equal 1. Then 80 equal a, then the function, it will be y equal 80 times 0.9 all to the power of x. So this is how we can write the exponential function. We said before, the equation for the function, it will be a bx all to the power, sorry, a b power of x. So this was our lesson today, and you have this sheet. It's classwork 11.4 in our SMS. Anyone have a question before we will end grade 9?